Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Frostbytes, a gaming podcast. My name is Spencer. I'm joined by Cassie. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing just dandy.
Nice.
Just dandy.
Always dandy.
Played a good selection, a good variety of video games very recently.
Nice.
And I'm excited to talk about it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about it.
And okay, is it fair to say that Princess Peach Showtime was one of your more anticipated games for
I think it was
this year?
I think it was pretty anticipated.
Because earlier on in the year, we had an episode where we talked about, I don't know, predictions or whatever for 2024.
Yep.
And I remember you mentioned that you were excited for the new Princess Peach game.
Especially because I played a lot of the original Princess Peach game on the DS, and I loved that game.
Yeah. That was
good.
Super Princess Peach?
Super Princess Peach.
And that was was that her very first
It was her first
game where it was starring Peach?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild that it took that long for her to get a game, and it's taken this long for her to get another game. You know?
Really, if you think about it, I think that game probably came out 2006.
It was on the
2007,
DS.
something like that.
Yeah, probably around there.
And it's 2024, so that's a long time.
Yeah. I wonder which came first between Princess Peach Showtime and the Mario movie. Because you have to imagine they were we gotta have Mario games ready to go.
Oh, absolutely.
After this movie comes out, because the movie is obviously going to sell like gangbusters.
I mean, since that movie came out, almost exclusively the games that have been coming out on Switch have been Mario games, whether they're remakes or new games. Since the Mario Bros. Movie came out, we've had, of course, Mario Wonder. Now Princess Peach Showtime. We're going to get 1,000 Year Door, Mario versus Donkey Kong. I mean, Luigi's Mansion too.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I guess that would count.
Absolutely.
And what else? What else am I missing?
I think you hit them all.
Yeah.
At least for end of last year.
Yeah.
Everything that's released after the movie.
Yeah.
I think you hit it all.
Yeah.
And I mean, otherwise you could argue, I guess, Mario Kart 8 Booster Course. But that,
true.
I think that was an inevitability.
But they've definitely been pushing Mario
Yeah.
as a character. And
Yeah, the whole squad.
Yeah, the whole squad.
Yeah.
And, I guess WarioWare Move It came out after the movie, even though Wario wasn't in the movie.
But still adjacent.
Adjacent.
Yep.
And yeah, they've really been pushing it. So it was about time that, Mario RPG. Missed Mario RPG.
Yeah.
It's about time that Peach got her own game, especially because she was such a strong character in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I don't know which came first, but it'd be interesting to find that out.
Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
And they're planning meetings,
if they're
scheduling everything.
Okay, we're going to have this Peach game, but it's going to come out after the movie because everyone's going to love Peach in the movie.
Yeah.
Or if it was release the movie and then people are like, oh, Peach should have a game.
Maybe we should, I wonder if they were maybe we should work on a Peach game.
Yeah.
After the movie came out. But I feel like this game has been in development for longer than
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
But we've both played the demo specifically for Princess Peach Showtime. And that's what we're going to talk about today is a handful of demos that we've both played and that, whether or not we recommend them, I guess. But
yeah, game demos are cool. I often forget that they exist.
Yeah.
And
me too.
I find a lot of times I'll just buy a game blindly, not know what to expect, and then I won't really play it a whole lot. Where if I just played the demo beforehand, it could have saved me $80 if I wasn't super into it, or it could, entice me to play it more. And you can learn a lot about different games just by playing the free demos that are on the Nintendo eShop. So it's a really cool resource that, if you don't take advantage of it, you should.
Yeah. Steam as well. They have a name for it that I can't remember at the moment, but they had a whole event dedicated to demos for new indie games on Steam, just a few weeks ago. And I don't know, did it ever feel like demos maybe kind of went away and now maybe they're back? Or is it just because it might just because I'm paying attention?
Yeah, I think the demos have always kind of been there. I always hear about people playing demos. I never personally put the time into them.
You don't
before.
seek them out.
Yeah.
Right.
Until, literally last night when I was like, right, I should play this demo
Right.
before the podcast.
Before we talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, same. Like that was me too. Just the other night. And the eShop is good too, because when you go to search for a title, there's like 4 little boxes below the search bar.
Yeah, like the recommendations. You can search specifically for games with demos.
And that's really nice, just to like, sift through if you're ever looking for like something new, or if you want to try something. They're really nice. So do you want to start us off with what you thought about
we want to
Princess
go
Peach?
right into Princess Peach?
Yeah, or is there another demo that you played that you wanted to talk about?
The only other one that I played was Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
Okay, up to you what you want to do first.
Let's do Princess Peach first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Let's dive in.
Sweet. So, should we give a spoiler warning at all? This is the demo. So
Yeah, I think whatever we mention in the demo is fair game.
Okay,
Because
cool.
I mean, that's all that we've seen. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
exactly.
anything
I
else.
haven't seen anything
and
else.
any other like Peach costumes or whatever that we would have seen would have been from trailers and
Yeah,
stuff. So
exactly.
I think that's all fair game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so the game, I mean, it seemed to start pretty suddenly. You're kind of thrown into this like little cutscene that kind of brought you into like, there are these toads that wanted to like take Peach to the movies or to play, and they went to the place where the theater wherever the play was, and then Grape. That's what the villain's name is.
New villain.
Yeah, the new villain, Grape.
Yeah.
And the Sour Bunch.
Yeah. Do you know who the villain kind of reminds me of?
No.
Have you seen anything about Balan Wonderworld?
That sounds familiar.
It was like I think it was I don't remember if Sega did it, but at least like the guy who like is responsible for Sonic, he had this game come out a couple years ago called Balan Wonderworld, and it was all like masquerade. Big terrible game, but
Yeah, right.
just like the character design of Grape kind of reminded me of that.
The name could have been better.
Just Grape.
Just Grape.
Yeah.
But basically takes over this theater, and that's how the game starts. Then, you go, the first like world I guess you go into is like the sword fighting play, and you go through it. And honestly, so in my playthrough, I didn't get everything.
No,
like all the little sparkles and stuff. Like I missed a couple, and I was like, oh, can I like go back to collect them again, because I realized that I missed some. And nope, can't.
That might just be a demo thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I can't imagine they would block off playing a level again.
Well,
I mean,
so
I don't
wait,
know.
I could play the level again.
Oh, okay.
From the start, but I couldn't like backtrack while I was already in it.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
That was frustrating.
That was a little frustrating
Yeah.
for me. And if I wanted to play it again, like I went and I found the ones that I missed. Or I found like some of the ones that I missed, but then I was like, oh, I don't want to play through this whole level again. So then I just quit, but then it didn't save the ones that I added after. So that was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But in terms of the gameplay, the controls are ridiculously simple.
Yeah.
Like 2 buttons is like 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Like
you got jump,
you got your little
and then
sparkle power.
like action.
Yeah.
And that ends up being a bunch of different.
And then like
moves
the
depending.
ZL and ZR could be like your pose
Right.
when you're in the little
light for secrets.
Yeah, the secret spots. But yeah, very simple gameplay, but in a way like had some challenges because I didn't find all the sparkles and stuff. So like obviously there was some challenge to it. But like pretty simple for the most part though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, what you had to do, it was either jump or attack, and, like, that was about it. It was, like, side-scrolly kind of stuff, and...
Yeah.
It was cute, though.
It's like almost 2.5
Yeah.
D.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
there is a 3D element to the movement where you can kind of move back and forth, but for the most part, the level is still move from left to right.
Left to right.
Yeah.
And then the next level... What were your thoughts on the second? Well, I guess what were your thoughts on the first one? We can just talk about the first level first.
Well, first I wanted to mention they've introduced a new character, a new like kind of character, like
The Theets.
the Theets.
They're so
adorable, right? It's a new kind of sort of like a Goomba or a Koopa or a Shy Guy or a Toad,
or a
really,
Toad,
because these guys, I guess, are good guys or whatever.
Yeah.
A new kind of Toad, I guess, and they're called Theets, and they have giant oval noses, and they're adorable, and they're so part of the story is, as you mentioned, this theater gets taken over by Grape and the Sour Bunch, and the Theets have their sparkle stolen, indicated through their nose, which is almost like a light bulb turned off, or it's like dimmed, and so you meet Peach. Peach gets this new kind of companion character who's a star
Stella,
with a little ribbon named
right?
Stella.
Yeah.
Adorable.
So cute.
And Stella, I don't know, ends up being kind of like a Navi situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of maybe like a Cappy situation and for Mario. But yeah, Stella becomes like a companion for Peach. And Peach also loses her crown from the initial kind of blast.
Yep.
So then Stella adds like a ribbon to Peach's hair, and then it gives Peach the power of sparkle. And so with the action button, Peach can like do a little twirl or have like a little
fling your
ribbon
like out.
Ribbon baton thingy, and that does the sparkle, and basically that can like give the sparkle back to the Theets. And then it can also, there will be like
attack enemies,
Sour Bunch grunts, I guess.
Yeah.
And you can use your sparkle attacks on them to beat them up. That's only ever one hit.
Yeah.
They don't really have.
Yeah, it's not, the attacks aren't difficult.
No.
Although I was hit by a couple of them.
Oh yeah, but you like health is also plentiful.
Yeah, exactly.
This is one of the most like children's game Nintendo games I've played in a long time.
I agree.
A lot of games like Mario Wonder, still a children's game, but
it's pretty difficult.
Has
though.
some like depth that like adults can enjoy it.
Yeah.
As well, and like I feel like most Nintendo games do a very good job of accommodating everybody.
This feels like it's definitely more on the younger side,
More
like
skewed.
younger audience.
More skewed that way for
like,
sure.
When I was playing it, the first thing was like, oh, I feel like my 10-year-old niece would like this,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this would be something that, I mean, I'm sure she could handle Mario Wonder super easy as well, but like, I feel like this is something that would be like, nice casual game for her.
Yeah.
If she was into something like that.
Yeah. And there's still exploration. There's still like lateral thinking. There are instances where you can use your sparkle to interact with the environment to like get extra coins or whatever. I have a pet peeve with this.
Yeah.
I don't like games where, and maybe this is just because I'm lazy, I don't like games where when coins pop out of a thing,
they don't automatically,
they don't get magnetized to you.
Yeah, I hate that too.
You have to go over and collect them, and then salt in the wound. After 10 seconds or so, they'll start to flash and they'll disappear. I hate that shit.
Yep, me
don't
too.
do that, especially in a game like this where like that. Why just make them go to Pete? It won't.
Yeah.
It doesn't add anything to make. I got like unreasonably like boiled my blood about the coins in this game. Anyway, but that's a pet peeve or a nitpick, I guess.
I agree though. I think it should be like, just automatic, like magnetized to your character when you have things like that. Like, especially for how simple this game is. Like, I don't know, like I had coins that would like get stuck in weird spots and I'd have to like jump over things to like try and get them. And
there's some like surprising amount of kind of jank.
Yeah.
And maybe this was a demo thing. Maybe some of this was fixed.
It might have been an older build
version.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was kind of a surprising amount of jank and like instances where like I don't know, like it felt like hitboxes were weird for things, which was surprising. Like this is a first party Nintendo thing. It's also a very simplistic thing.
Yeah.
Polish should have been like top of mind. Presentationally, absolutely, they nailed it.
It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks like a good game. Also, like the concept overall, I think is cute and like very well just like, it comes across very well with the theatrics and like everything kind of ties together really nicely. And as like, I was a theater kid in high school and stuff, like I was like, oh, this is pretty cute, like it worked. But there's definitely some things that I was like, oh, this probably could have been a little bit better. But, it is just a demo. So who knows what the full game is like.
Yeah. But going back to the first level, and from what I can tell, every theater, every door to a theater is its own world.
Yeah.
I think with multiple acts. The demo didn't have multiple acts, but I think the full game has multiple acts per.
Oh, that's cool.
Per power up. So the demo only has one. It has 2 power ups total in the demo, and 1 stage or act or whatever per power up.
Right.
But I think the full game has multiple, so it's a fuller experience. And there's the full game. I think has 10 different costumes total, not including just base Peach.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the first act, I assume also in the base game, but at least in the demo, is Sword Fighter Peach.
Sword Fighter Peach.
Very, very simple, just introduction to how this is going to work.
Yeah, and you go through the first half as regular Peach.
Yeah. And then you transform, you do like a Sailor Moon transformation into Sword Fighter Peach. And you just...
Which those animations just like scream Smash Bros. To me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm so intrigued to see this.
If Peach with all of those like different costumes,
right, has different movesets depending on.
Yeah. Like that'd be pretty cool to see in the next Smash Bros.
Yeah. I think that might be a direction that this is a tangent separate from Princess Peach Showtime, but I think a cool direction they could go with whatever the next Smash Bros. is like same character but different costumes have different movesets. So they could have like, instead of having Link be 3 different characters, they could just have different costumes for Link over the years that represent different movesets and have different items. And Peach would be like ideal for this with this new game and all of these new costumes. Even like Mario, he could have like a base like Mario 64 moveset, and then he could have like a more dedicated Mario Sunshine moveset with where Flood does like has more of the attacks,
and then he could have,
have like an Odyssey moveset with Cappy. He could have a Galaxy moveset where there's more. Anyway, that's a whole thing. But yeah, the Sword Fighter costume, I think, is again it does a very good job of introducing the concept of like moves with different directional inputs with the action button.
Totally.
Can do different things, whether it's just like a dash attack or a spin or whatever. And yeah, the first boss, I guess, has some interesting timings and stuff. But even with that fight, I found that there was like some jankiness with hitboxes. And
I felt like it was just like almost too simple. Like there would be times, where I would go to hit the boss and it would like do this animated dodge thing. And I was like, oh, it didn't feel supernatural.
Right.
It felt like I was just like, it was like they were basically like holding my hand and like just giving that to me instead of like me actually doing the work.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the parry or the counter that Peach does? Yeah. The timing on that is so wide as you can mash and you can do it.
Yeah.
But I think again, this absolutely plays into how this game skews more towards a younger audience. And
definitely,
if it's not for us, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think it was made with us in mind.
No, I don't think so.
And as I think is like maybe not a first game ever, but certainly for a younger gamer, I think this would be a really good game.
I think so too.
Just because, the presentation is great and mechanically it's pretty simple, but like
there's still some challenge to it.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest parts to me is like our first runs through levels, we didn't get all of the like star thingies.
Yeah,
I don't even know what they're called, but
sparkles.
Sure,
I think they're just sparkles.
And that's cool that I think it was annoying in the moment that I couldn't go back in the level to go get it, but I think it's good for the sake of exploration. That
Exactly. It forces you to really be like, since once I found out that I missed some, when I went back, I was like, okay, I'm really going to look through everything to try and find them.
Yeah.
And that was nice to be like, oh, I actually need to pay more attention to what I'm doing.
Took the game. I was playing less on autopilot at that point, I think. Yeah, and then do you want to talk about the second level?
Yeah, sure. So the second one was like the bakery peach.
Patissiere peach.
Yes. And you had like the first like challenge, I guess, was to make cookies. And you had to like just mash the A button until the bowl like was mixed enough and had to make sure it didn't overflow, which I did overflow it once.
Me too. Oh, I did a couple times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I was panicking because the timer was counting down.
Right.
And I hadn't gotten enough.
Yeah, I didn't get enough to get all 3 stars. I only got 2.
And then I was like, okay, I'm 26 years old. And I did not do that first try.
Yeah.
Am I... I started to question
Yeah,
everything.
you're like, I thought this game was easy.
Am I actually dog shit?
It's almost like it's so easy that it has a challenge to it because of that.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's deceiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like there was times where I got like the right spot and got like the largest amount of cookies that you could get, and I was like, okay, this is sick. Like it's all timing
now.
kind of thing. And like I am a gamer. But still didn't get enough cookies. But it was fine. It was super simple. You just had to run in front of the bowl and mash A and
But it was this stage was more mini game focused than combat focused.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, there was only really combat at the very beginning of the stage.
Yeah.
When you were just like regular Peach.
Exactly.
And then once you transformed into Patissiere Peach, there was no more combat. It was only
the mini games.
These mini games.
Which I was interested to see like how they were gonna do that.
Right.
But I guess with the different stages and stuff like that makes sense.
Yeah. And I like that. It kind of breaks up the monotony of it being all just variations on the sword fighter.
Exactly. I think it keeps it interesting and it adds some, new elements to the game. And, I grew up playing a lot of Mario Party and I love Mario Party and it has a lot of similarities to that.
Yeah.
Like little Mario Party mini games and stuff. So it was cool.
Yeah.
The cake decorating.
Holy shit.
That was hard.
So first 3, no problem.
Yeah. First 3, super easy.
Suddenly number 4.
When you had to like shape it in like the flower shape and stuff.
And also it's turning.
It's spinning and yep.
Did you get to number 5?
I did.
And that one also is I don't know that I would ever be able to do that ever in my life.
Yeah. No, I did not do well in the fourth one.
This is like maybe the wildest difficulty spike in any video game of all time.
I was just so confused.
There's no shot anyone on Earth has gotten all of the sparkle things in the second level in fucking Princess Peach Showtime. I could not.
I'd be interested to see how you do that.
There's definitely a pattern to it that I just didn't grasp.
Get it.
I also only tried it once.
Yeah, me too.
But like, fuck, the panic that set in when I was like, I'm not good. I'm super not like when the fourth one happened, I was like, oh God. And then it took all my time.
Yeah.
And then the fifth one showed up and I was like, this is just not going to happen today. And
I was just like, I don't know if this is going to pass. I'm just going to like do what I can and see. And like, it didn't like, you know how like once you get the pattern, it'll automatically like go into the thing. So that didn't happen to me for the fourth one. I got like the ones on the outside and like the one in the middle, but not the thing on the around it. And then the fifth one I also didn't get the whole thing, but I got like some of it. So, but it's still like passed or whatever. Like it's still like,
you get like one sparkle.
Yeah,
for participation.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then, but the second one,
it was.
I don't know, man.
That was tough.
Yeah,
it was tough. It threw me for a loop.
Yeah, that's. And again, the fact that this game is skewing so far in like the children's game, I don't know, on the spectrum, whatever. I can't imagine anyone, let alone a child who has played maybe 2 games in their life, being like, like, I don't know, Roblox and
Animal Crossing.
and Animal Crossing, maybe. I don't know. Anyone, I don't know. How do they do that? They don't. And that's fine. They don't need to 100% this game.
Yeah.
But boy, howdy.
As gamers, certified gamers,
yeah,
we want 100% this thing.
And it's like, and you're like, oh, this is, a baby game.
Yeah.
I can do this, no problem.
And then it does that and hurts our little egos.
And my ego is bruised. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely, after I finished the demo, I didn't want to play the levels again.
Yeah.
It gave you the options, like, you can go back to the theater, you can go to the eShop, buy it now.
Yeah.
$80 game, by the way.
Not worth it, in my opinion.
At least from the demo, and I don't know, maybe the full game would have more to offer, and I'm not giving it enough credit. But
I feel like this game
would have benefited from like a 65
max.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I'll pick this game up if it goes on sale for like $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I felt that way. It feels to me, it's in a similar vein as like Yoshi's Crafted World,
yeah.
Or Kirby Star Allies is a big one. Kirby Star Allies is an $80 game.
Whoa.
And it's one of like the shallowest, flattest Kirby games ever. Still a full 80. Like, you compare Star Allies to Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
Forgotten Land has like a lot.
I love Forgotten
Land. It's like a full-fledged game. Yeah. And Star Allies, the $80 is a joke.
Damn.
Like, that game's a $20 game, if that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying that's what Peach is. I think Peach may be 40, 50.
Yeah.
Like, 65 is what I would have assumed Nintendo would have priced this at.
Because that's what Mario vs. Donkey Kong was, right?
Right. And yeah, I feel this, I don't know. And again, maybe it's selling this game short, but I don't think it is.
From the demo, I didn't get that it was worth $80.
Yeah. And I think if this game interests you, first try the demo for sure, just because that's free and it's there and you can get a taste. But I think hold off on getting this one.
Wait for it to go on sale
until it's on sale.
I think that's our overall rating of Princess Peach Showtime.
Because this also feels like one of Nintendo's first party titles where it will be one of their kind of like B-list titles that will
kind of
be
in
on
the
sale.
Same realm as Yoshi and Captain Toad. And that kind of stuff.
Captain Toad is a good example too, where like
which I haven't played either of those.
Sorry,
I haven't played either of those.
They're similar vein as this, where they're simpler, they're more focused, I guess, in that they're kind of just like kind of one idea, but also less to do, and I don't know. Presentation is the name of the game for all of these. Where like that is the highlight, but mechanically they're just not as much.
Yeah,
not as much going on
for sure.
But I don't know, if you're like making bank and you don't care and you've got a little one, this is a great game.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Sometimes I forget that people make 6-7 figures.
I wish.
And for them, Princess Peach Showtime would be no big deal.
Yeah, true. Although, I mean, I don't know. No matter how much money you make, I feel like $80 is a lot for.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to justify the price, but for some people,
money is no object to some people.
So for some people, it's like, yeah, I'll get the new Peach game, whatever. It looks
Anyways,
cheap.
that's another story for another day.
Yeah,
I guess.
But yeah, overall, at least from the demo, I think it's okay. Yeah,
I don't think I'm going to pick it up.
No.
Yeah. Which sucks because I was looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I was excited about it.
Did you feel like disappointed about it?
Not really, because I think like when it was initially announced, I was pretty excited because I didn't really know what to expect. And then the more that kind of came out, the more I was kind of like, on the fence. Mm-hmm. Wasn't really like, okay, I don't know if this is going to be the game for me. And then it was like, yeah, I want to try it out, mm-hmm. but I don't know if it's going to, be a good fit, especially where right now I'm just like so deep into, well, let's be real, Pokemon.
Yeah.
And just like other stuff that's just like, I don't need to pick it up. I've been like really good at not feeling the need to buy games this year so far. Which
I feel pretty detached from the hype of
I'm just like, I'm
releases.
happy with my Pokemon games right now.
Well, I say that, I did get Helldivers.
Nice.
which is a great game.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into that this episode, but I think there's a conversation about feeling FOMO and constantly keeping up with new releases, but maybe we'll do that another episode.
Yeah, we can do that another episode.
Yeah,
for sure.
stay tuned.
Yep.
Stay tuned to Frostbytes, folks.
Yeah, make sure to follow us or whatever.
Subscribe on the YouTube.
Subscribe on the internet.
Follow _Kiashi on Twitch.
Or Caprio _ on Twitch.
Yeah, but we do the pod on
we
your
do.
channel,
Yeah, we do.
You know, they'll see.
We could change it up someday.
They'll find me. You know,
Yeah,
I got a nice lower third.
You do
with my @
and you have a command.
I do have a command. ! Caprio in chat.
Yep, good times.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah, no problems.
So you played the other Nintendo demo.
Oh yes, the other Nintendo demo. Mario versus Donkey Kong. I didn't play it all. I didn't play the whole demo.
Okay.
I only played part of it.
Fascinating that you didn't play the whole demo.
Well, it was this morning, and I was...
How many levels?
2, I think.
Okay. Good news. It's 4 total.
Yeah.
So halfway there.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching puppies and just ended up not playing. I played the first 2, I think.
Got a sense.
Yeah, I got a sense of it. And, it was similar to Princess Peach, where it was very easy, simplified, which I expected that. I knew that's kind of what it was going to be. Was this a remake?
Yeah, this is a remake of the very
GBA
first
game,
of this kind.
Right?
Yeah, it originally launched on the Game Boy Advance. So
that makes sense that it's simple because Game Boy wasn't a very complicated console. You know? It was 2 buttons. It had the shoulder buttons too, I guess.
Yeah.
But
not many games use the shoulder buttons.
No.
On the old GBA.
No, true.
But yeah, this is kind of a puzzle platformer Mario game.
Yep.
And very, very simple, at least in the earlier levels. I've seen footage of some of the later levels in the game, and yeah, it gets challenging for sure for folks who like the format of this thing. But just from what I tried, like, it's a neat concept. I don't know. I've had access to the original of this game on my 3DS because this was one of the GBA 3DS Ambassador games.
Oh, okay.
That they kind of gave to folks as an apology back in like 2011.
Interesting.
If you bought the 3DS within, I think, the first like 2 months or whatever before the price dropped, then they gave you a handful of games, and you were considered an ambassador. And there was a handful of games that they gave you, including like Minish Cap.
Oh, wow.
F-Zero Maximum Velocity, which just came out on Switch Online.
Coming out tomorrow.
Coming out tomorrow, thank you. Tomorrow the 20th. Or tomorrow the 30th?
30th.
Yeah.
Today is the 20th.
Today's the 29th, right?
Nope, today's 28th.
Today is the
29th.
20th. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so tomorrow the 29th. Maximum Velocity comes out. Anyway, so yeah, this Mario versus Donkey Kong game was one of those ambassador games. And I don't know, even though I had access to it, all those, I think I tried it once.
Yeah.
Similar thing where
Similar thing.
I got the gist and just not quite enough there.
Yeah, it just feels a little too simple.
Yeah. But what I will say, the movie at the beginning with Donkey Kong watching TV with the TV remote that's just the one giant red button, hilarious. And we know now that advertising works on Donkey Kong very effective.
Sure does.
The story, I guess, of Mario versus Donkey Kong is that Donkey Kong is at home watching TV and he keeps seeing these ads for like a toy wind-up Mario. And he wants one and he goes to the store and they're sold out. And then the camera like pans to the right and there's the
Mario toy factory.
Yeah, the like headquarters for where they make all the toys. So Donkey Kong breaks in and steals them all, and then it is Mario's job to get all the toys back.
Yep.
And put them all in a toy box.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, the demo is just 4 levels. It really just like gives you like just the tip of the iceberg, just a taste.
Yeah.
Of what?
Just a little bit, and they're really short levels.
Yeah, by nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have collectibles similar to how like, I don't know, classic Mario levels have stars to get and whatever. And so
they have the little present boxes.
Yeah, the little gifts.
Yeah.
so you can finish a level and then you can perfect a level, and that's, I guess, replay value, but very simple, and that's fine. I know it's like a cute little puzzle puzzle game, but even at 65, I think when I was like exposed to it, working in a game store, when I was exposed to it all the time, and I was constantly selling people on these games, and I'd almost brainwashed myself into like reasoning out these prices.
Right.
Dude, these remakes, what? No. It's
just
so,
Nintendo looking
crazy.
to put more money in their pockets.
Yeah, and it's nuts. It's nuts that they're getting away with these prices. Get these games on sale. Get these games used. Do not get these games full price. I think the only games that are ever worth the full value are like Zelda games and Mario games.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon games aren't worth 80. That's too much.
Not right now, unfortunately.
It's just...
and look, like, you know, to a certain extent, I'm like sometimes I justify it because then I'm supporting my local game store. And I guess GameStop isn't really a local store, but it's
but an actual local store. But the margins for a local store are so thin.
Yeah.
Right? Like you are actually supporting a local game store more buying it used.
Yeah, true.
Because they have a higher margin.
Yeah.
That way. So you save money and the game store makes more in that regard.
True.
Yes, like they would still make sales, I guess, from you buying new. But anyway, that said, just with these games, don't get them day one. Don't pre-order them. I don't know. And
it's probably one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the past year, because I'll see games, like, I'm so bad at buying a game on launch and then not playing it, which I'm sure I've mentioned numerous times on this podcast. And then like I'll see it on sale and I still haven't even played it. And I'm just like, I could have saved like $20. Would have bought me lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. And that all adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, those are the two Nintendo games with demos. And there's a handful of other Nintendo games with demos. Like, they don't take down their demos, I'm pretty sure. They just kind of leave them.
Yeah,
They want people to try their games if they make a demo available. So again, check the eShop, check the games with demos tab.
Yep.
But I've got a handful of other games that I would love to tell you about.
Yeah. Please do.
First one, this already launched. I forget exactly what day, but it came out already. Unicorn Overlord.
Yes.
So
came out recently.
Came out very recently, yeah. And we mentioned this in the last episode as part of, it was, I think, one of the games in the latest Nintendo Direct, the Partner Showcase.
The Partner Showcase, yeah.
So this is a game developed by Vanillaware. So if you've played like 13 Sentinels, this is those same guys. Unicorn Overlord is phenomenal. Let me just start with that.
Okay, cool.
If you like Fire Emblem, there's a lot of similarities here. If you like real-time strategy games, there's a lot for you here. If you like getting into the nitty-gritty of like stats and equipment and optimization in games, this is like,
okay.
This is bread and butter.
Cool.
For anyone who likes to kind of get in there with the game. So this is like an anime high fantasy thing. Again, very similar to Fire Emblem. And you have, rather than in Fire Emblem where you get into a battle and it's a grid-based system, in Unicorn Overlord, there is more of a free overworld that you can freely move your units to. And then once your units and an enemy unit come into contact with each other, a battle starts. A battle happens automatically. There's animations that happen so you can watch the damage being dealt. Oh, okay. But for the most part, you're not choosing to do anything during the battle itself. You are doing the preparation and the optimization before the battle happens.
Right.
So you're
just watching the outcome after.
You're watching the outcome, and then depending on the outcome, you can adjust based on how it went. So if you're, you can lose a battle without your guys like dying or like losing all of their health or whatever, but they can just like overall have lost more health than the enemy lost health.
Right.
So you lose the battle, but you haven't lost the war. You can readjust. You can take a sec. You can give them new items. You can obviously use items to heal, all that stuff. And it's really, it's really good. I don't know. I just like generally I kind of bounce off these games because they're too much for me. But I really like the tutorial for this game is maybe one of the best tutorials I've ever played.
Nice.
It like as far as just teaching you how the game works and also weaving story and world building into the first moments and teaching you systems and all of that stuff. Really masterfully done as far as getting you invested, and then seamlessly you go from tutorial mode into you are just playing at this point, and hours have passed and you're like, when did that happen? And that's the thing about this demo, by the way. Hours have passed.
Yeah, that's huge.
I'm only halfway. I've heard I'm only halfway through the demo and I'm 3 hours in.
Oh my!
So this is a beefy demo if you really wanted to sink your teeth into this new thing.
Seeing as the Princess Peach demo was like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, and Mario and Donkey Kong maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Exactly.
A very, very, very tip of the iceberg short demo.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like, I don't know, value here, I think Unicorn Overlord really just, they want you to learn how the game works and then spend time with these characters in this world, learning these systems, and it like iterates and builds on all of the things that you can add and do, and just like you're just having like brain blasts about like all of the synergies with different characters and all this stuff, and it's really, really good. So again, if any of what I mentioned, again, if you've played Fire Emblem and you already like Fire Emblem, this would be right up your alley, or any other like RTSs, I think this would be right up your alley. Unicorn Overlord, give it a try. Really good long demo.
Nice.
It is a full $80 after that.
Yeah.
But I think if you play this demo fully, like if you play everything that this demo has to offer, I think that's a good indication that like
It's worth
you
it.
would get your money's worth out of this one.
Sweet.
So that's
I downloaded the demo.
Nice.
I haven't started it yet,
Okay.
so I might give it a shot.
Yeah, we can
We'll
check
see.
back in on that
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
if you
If I get
vibe
to
with
it.
it. I listened to a handful of other video game podcasts, and it's interesting. There's one that I listened to, and there's 4 guys, and 2 of them were like, "I love this game," and then 2 of them were like, "This is not my cup of tea at all."
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting. That just like depending on the genre or just like the way that a game's systems work, you might just completely bounce off it, and that's totally fine. But again, I think the Fire Emblem thing is the immediate one.
Right.
Like if you already like Fire Emblem, I think you would enjoy
Cool.
this one as well. Also just like similar vibe, again, like anime,
Right.
high fantasy,
I've never actually played a Fire Emblem game.
they're
I've heard they're intense.
they can be.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make them chiller, more accessible experiences, but you can also go the complete other direction and have like permadeath and
Wow.
and all that stuff.
It's funny, like I've never played a Fire Emblem game, but usually would choose Martha Reich in Smash Bros.
yeah, absolutely.
I thought they were cute.
Yeah, for sure. They're great characters.
Yeah.
With really expensive games.
Yeah.
Ike especially. If not, maybe both of them. I don't remember which games they're in, but yeah, they're the games that they're from secondhand are very expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Fire Emblem like Awakening would be a good one to start with. 3 Houses I think would be a good one to start with. Anyway, but just you could play the demo for Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn
and get
Overlord.
funniest
name, but
interesting name.
does it make sense after you play the demo?
The story, contextualizes the name.
Well,
but
that's good.
The name, sure, at face value, pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Unicorn Overlord.
Yeah. What else did you play?
Another phenomenal game that just released today, March 28th. It's called Pepper Grinder.
Yeah.
This is a 2D platformer.
Okay.
Where you play as a character named Pepper, and she has a drill. And this game is, I think, like influenced by the Game Freak Game Boy Advance game Drill Dozer, where you played as a girl who had a drill.
Nice.
But this game does not play like that game. That game is a bit more rigid and zoomed in and much almost like puzzle platforming focused. Pepper Grinder is like one of the most like fluid combo based 2D platformers I've played. It's much more similar to a game like Celeste.
I was gonna ask if it was similar to Celeste because when I looked into it because you mentioned it earlier, and I immediately thought of Celeste when I saw it.
Yeah, the movement is so fluid. Fluid's like the best word I can use to describe it. I think I think a way to think of it is like some 2D platformers, you really want to use the D-pad for movement. Your Marios, your Mega Mans, right?
Yeah.
And then there's more modern 2D platformers where like it's not that like diagonal has been introduced as a direction. There's more of like a full 360 with the analog stick rather than the D-pad that you want to use. So Pepper Grinder is absolutely a left analog stick 2D platformer.
Interesting.
Because you are seamlessly moving in these like crescent shapes, these U shapes. You're not moving in the traditional up left right. Yeah, you're moving and it's really, really cool. So you at the very beginning of the demo, you're this girl, you wash up on a beach and these little green goblin things, one of them just like pokes you with a stick to see if you're still alive, and you are, and you wake up.
Good.
It's good for the sake of the game and the story that you're alive. And then you wake up, you're moving around as Pepper without the drill, just to get the very basic moving, jumping, all that stuff. And then you reach the goblins and they break a bridge and you fall down the bridge, but you land and you pick up this drill. And this drill is like the name of the game. And it's your primary weapon for the sake of defeating enemies and doing damage and stuff, but also just for traversal. There we go. Pronounce that correctly.
Words are hard.
You can use the drill to just like very quickly move through sections of like dirt or mud, and there will be gems in the dirt and mud, and there will be enemies in the dirt that you can like drill through and past and all this stuff. And then you can like jump out of the dirt with momentum, and you can hit the jump button to get like a boost through the air to go even further. And then there's secrets hidden based on like, if you do like a higher jump, you can get to another area where there's secrets. Nice. And every level has like 5 medallions that you can collect to like perfect a level. You know, one of those classic things where it rewards exploration. And every gem that you collect is real money that you can use. Pretty much just from what I gathered from the demo, you can either increase your health temporarily, you can get a temporary health boost, or you can buy stickers. Basically just collectibles, which is fun. But the name of the game, like once you play a level and you explore and you kind of find everything, the name of the game then becomes playing the levels quickly, because they will have times. They'll have a bronze, silver, and gold time that if you hit, you have like mastered that level. And so speed then becomes the name of the game. And then it's almost like a 2D Sonic game meets Celeste at that point. And like you just like playing perfectly and fluidly through the level, and like God, it would feel so. I didn't really like play around with like playing through levels quickly. I pretty much just played each of the levels in the demo once and found everything that I could, and then that was it. But I think you could really sink your teeth into like getting really proficient at the movement in this game and playing each of the levels perfectly and speed running it. I think this would be like a gateway drug to speed running for folks. Nice. I've heard similar things. Oh my God, what was the game? White. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. I might come back to that. Cool. There's like a 3D platformer that the name of the game was kind of going quickly. Anyway, so the demo for Pepper Grinder, it's a few levels. I think it's certainly more substantial. I would say, at least for the scope of this game, it's more substantial than like Mario vs. Donkey Kong or or Princess, maybe similar to Princess Peach. Anyway, I think it gives you enough of a sense of what this game has to offer. And yeah.
Would you buy it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out today. It's on Steam, it's on Switch. I think it would run perfectly fine on Switch. It's
cool.
It's a beautifully designed pixel game.
I also got the demo for that, so I'm gonna have to try it out.
Yeah, give that one a go. It's a lot of fun. I like instantly clicked with it. I was like, this is so fun.
Nice.
Like it's
I love Celeste. I didn't ever finish Celeste, but I did enjoy what I did play of it.
And like the movement in that game is really good.
Yeah.
So this is like,
funny enough, I played Celeste on Mac.
Oh, okay.
Which is strange.
Yeah.
Weird off-topic thing. I also have the like audio project from Celeste.
Oh, nice.
Like the F-mod project
Yeah.
of it.
That's
I
cool.
got that in my video game class. Anyways, that's off track.
No, that's cool. But yeah, I think if you like Celeste, if you like 2D platformers, this would be up your alley.
Yeah.
I think.
Cool.
I got one more game.
Great.
There is one more game with a demo that I downloaded but didn't get to, which was the latest Prince of Persia game.
I downloaded that and also didn't get to it.
Yeah. Ubisoft made a Metroidvania Prince of Persia, and I've only heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard great things.
And I want to try it, but I haven't yet. So
Prince of Persia was probably one of the first games I ever played, I think. I don't remember which one. I have a vague memory on PC.
So the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like playing Prince of Persia on PC that was my brother's on like, our Windows 95 computer. It's in my brain. I don't remember which one it was, but I played Prince of Persia when I was like really young.
Yeah. But it has like the photo, the like almost Mortal Kombat effect.
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat 1 where it's like photos of a dude posing for the movements for that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I described that properly, but yeah. That's a great game for like video game history.
Yeah.
But yeah, this new Prince of Persia, I think it's already like last I saw it was like 40% off or something.
Oh yeah. It was on sale. I think the sale ends either today or tomorrow or something.
Okay. So
on Switch at least.
Yeah. If you're listening to this live, maybe look into that. But there is a demo.
Yeah.
That I want to try, but I haven't played it, so I can't say much about it other than I've only heard really good things from other folks about it.
Seems great.
But the last game that I played, so Akira Toriyama passed away
R.I.P.
at the beginning of the month, and he is responsible, if you didn't know, for Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, just iconic character designer and illustrator. And one of his final projects was called Sandland. And there's a manga, there's an anime. I believe the anime is already out. I want to say on Disney Plus, maybe, but there's also a game.
Oh, cool.
And this is a full open world action RPG.
Whoa.
Based on the world of Sandland, based on the characters. And there's a demo for it that released just a couple weeks ago. The game itself, I believe, comes out April, I want to say maybe April 20th, in and around there.
Okay.
So in a little less than a month, I think, this game comes out. So I played the demo. The demo's really good. It doesn't give you much direction. It really is just kind of like, so Sandland based in like a desert. And you play as this little demon child named Beelzebub. And
amazing.
Yeah, and he can punch and kick and stuff. But the real draw here is Sandland's vehicles. So in the demo, you have access to a bike, which can go very fast, but also has like a machine gun mounted to it. You can play as like a mech that, like when you play just as Beelzebub, you can punch and kick and stuff. But when you play as the mech, you can also punch and kick. But obviously, because you're a mech, it does way more damage. And then also has a machine gun mounted to it. And the final vehicle is this tank with like missiles and rockets, and even just like driving into guys does damage to them.
Nice.
And so the vehicles are really like the focus of this. So the demo just plops you down in a section of desert, and there are a few things that aren't marked on a map that you can just go discover.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like, here's the world, here are these characters, and here are 3 vehicles that you can just kind of mess around with. Have fun.
Nice.
And I think ordinarily in the game, there would be obviously story objectives and quests and stuff like that.
Of course.
None of that in the demo.
Yeah.
It's just like play and like see what happens.
Just explore and see what's
and it was
going on.
so much fun.
Nice.
I loved it.
Sweet.
This is another $80 game when it eventually comes out, but try the demo. Like if you're a fan of the, Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest art style, if you're a fan of, Akira Toriyama, I think you would find enjoyment in this. But like if you enjoy open world games, like there's I think this is a really
Sounds
cool
like there's
thing.
gonna be a lot.
And yeah, so it gives you a slice of the map, but you can zoom out and see the entire map, and it's a big fucking map.
Wow.
So
All right.
yeah, this game looks very cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I really want to, start watching the show because I believe the show is already out.
Cool.
Yeah, seems like a cool world. It does do the very video gamey thing where dialogue repeats pretty often.
Right.
So I heard every dialogue in the demo at least 100 times.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's something that maybe they'll tweak. And initially, the interactions between the characters is funny. It's relatively well written. One of the voice actors sounds really bored, but I think that's just the character. The characters he's like voicing is very kind of, I don't know, blunt and direct and doesn't emote very much, but that makes his read for that character not very enjoyable to listen to ad nauseum. So I don't know if that's something that they're going to, fix, or maybe that's an option that you can, like, if there was like a slider and I could slide it from like 100 to like 10, I would do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, the gameplay itself and the exploration of it, very, very cool.
Nice.
Enemies in the overworld had levels to them, but as I was playing, I wasn't leveling. I wasn't gaining any sort of experience. So I think this demo, like I said, like it doesn't give you any direction. So just play.
Yeah.
Just like see what you can find, explore with the vehicles.
Cool.
And yeah, it's very fun.
Nice.
That's it. That's all
great.
I got.
I think that's cool.
That's cool.
Demos are great. I'm glad that, we both got to kind of take some time to dive into some demos, because I feel like, both of us have just been deep into various Pokemon games lately and playing a lot of that. And it's cool to kind of get out of those a little bit.
I've been really enjoying playing a variety of games, even like games that I already own. I've just been just like games that, I don't know, I had this idea in my head that like if I started a game, I needed to see it through. And I've kind of gotten rid of that now. And like if I start a game just to like see what it's like, because I own it already, especially, I should, just to like try it.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll be hooked and I'll continue playing it. But I'm trying to go in with like no expectations, just play as much as I want to play.
For sure.
And then if I want to move on to something else, that's fine.
Then do it.
Yeah. So
smart.
That's been nice.
Yeah,
it's been a good variety of stuff.
Nice.
There is one game. I don't know. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Do you have time for anything else?
Yeah.
Have you heard of this game, Balatro?
Yes. I saw it on Beat 'em Up's like eShop video.
Oh, really?
The other day.
Okay. And did he recommend it at all?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah. It's like the solitaire kind of thing, right?
Okay. Balatro is a really...
Or not solitaire, but like it's like the card. It's like has to do with cards. Right?
Yeah. It's kind of... It has like a poker theme to it, for sure. I'm going to avoid trying to explain how to play this game because I think... I don't know that it would set in for just listening. This is a game that I think you really need to like see happen or play yourself.
Right.
And luckily, this is like $20 or less.
Nice.
Which is really nice. For the amount of value that this game has, this to me feels like a Stardew Valley situation where for the amount that you pay, I think you could get hundreds of hours out of this game.
Nice.
So what I instead want to, rather than, like I said, just explaining how this game works, the amount of, if you play roguelikes, because this is a roguelike, if you play roguelikes and you love just like when you have a run and you have different synergies all working together in unison to like make your attack damage really high or make it so you're like unkillable, anything like that, this just synergies, just distilled synergies for the way that the cards in this game, the way that they work together, and the amount of different strategies and choices that this game provides the player is immeasurable. It's insane. If this isn't in the game of the year conversation, then this is going to be a hell of a year, I think.
Okay.
All right. And I don't know if there's a demo for this one. I hope that there would be, just so I think this game would really benefit from a person getting like a taste of like a round. I think if a demo of this game allowed you to just like do a round and then, well, I mean, I don't know, that might be tricky. Given that it's a roguelike and you know the whole point is just doing runs over and over and over. But anyway, this game is amazing. Look up someone else playing it is what I'll say.
Okay.
And someone else maybe explaining it. Like if not to plug myself, but I have a VOD on my Twitch of me trying this game for the very first time and doing the tutorial. And if you wanted to watch that, or anyone else, it doesn't have to be me, just anyone else playing this game for the first time and learning how to play it, and then like the process of like learning how to play it to discovering the just vastness of synergies with this game, it's insane. Play Balatro. Holy shit, play Balatro.
Cool.
That's my recommendation.
Sweet. Yeah, I saw you were playing it pretty late last night.
Well, I was playing it before I came here. And
nice.
And I have you can pause runs.
That's why you were late. No, I was kidding.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
And I have a run going right now that I'm very excited about because again, it feels like things are falling into place.
Sweet.
And I might get home and stream it actually after we record.
Cool.
And just sort of pick up from where I left off. But yeah, play Balatro, or at least look up someone else
watch someone
playing it so you get a sense of what it is, because again, I think if I tried to explain how it worked, it's a card-based roguelike with a lot of possibilities, and player choice is huge. You're constantly choosing, just and like reevaluating and adapting, and it's so good. It's so good.
It looked interesting.
Yeah,
it definitely piqued my interest.
At face value, at a glance, it looks confusing, and it looks like it definitely, and like if you're maybe turned off by the poker thing, you're like, I don't know how poker hands work. Like, I've never played poker, I don't understand any of that. First off, it has a guide built in that tells you how all of the hands in poker,
flush and
all of
whatever,
those, what all of those are, and all of the points and all of that stuff. That is not the focus. The focus is building and collecting a bunch of cards that work together in unison and synergize. And oh my God, it's so good. Play Balatro. Holy shit.
Cool. That's it.
That's my spiel.
That's your spiel. Play Balatro.
I feel like a madman.
You are a madman. Just kidding. Wow. Well, I think that's probably what we have time to talk about.
Yeah. Was there anything else on your plate that you wanted to mention? Anything with Fortnite?
Fortnite, I've actually been really enjoying the latest update.
Cool.
It's been cool. The new season is like this like Greek mythology kind of vibes, and there's some really cool items. They've adapted the medallions to like give you different, like before, if you got a medallion, which like there's a couple throughout the map that like bosses had, you had to defeat the boss, then you get their medallion, and they would give you siphon or like health of some sort. Like you could get like shield, it'll give you like 25 shield, or up to 25% shield kind of. But now they give you different abilities. So there's one that'll give you like a dash ability, or like help you jump higher and like run faster, and one of them will give you siphon, and there's like it's nice. I've been enjoying playing it.
Cool.
I haven't been playing it a whole lot because I don't have a whole lot of time, but
when you do,
I've been getting back into it.
Nice.
Anything new in Pokemon?
Yeah, there's going to be mass outbreaks for a handful of baby Pokemon.
Oh, babies.
So I believe in Paldea, I'm just going off memory, sorry. In Paldea, it's Pichu and Happiny, or that's pronunciation for that. In Kitakami, I believe it's Riolu and Munchlax.
Nice.
And then in the terrarium, I want to say maybe Magby and Elekid.
Cool.
I don't know if they have increased shiny odds, but they do have better odds of having a specific mark on them. But just from all of these mass outbreaks, like the amount of Pokemon you're seeing, you're bound to see shinies from these.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted shiny Lucario, this is a good opportunity.
Nice.
Shiny Snorlax, shiny any of the guys I mentioned, shiny Chansey, Blissey,
Cool.
Pikachu, Raichu. All those guys. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's the next thing. I don't think they've announced what the next terror raid is going to be yet, because I think the next event is this mass outbreak.
Right.
But the last one that they did was Brute Bonnet and Iron Hands. So I'm interested to see. I don't know. I have no really inkling other than like maybe they just keep doing starters for 7-star raids.
It seems like Scarlet and Violet's kind of dying down.
It's winding down for sure.
Yeah, like since Pokemon Day, like they did the 3 like Kanto starters.
Yeah.
And now since then it kind of feels like things are winding down a bit.
Yeah. I think there's going to still keep having events here and there, but yeah, for sure.
Cool.
It is winding down. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So bunch of demos that you can try.
Yeah. Check out demos. Save yourself some money before you play a game.
Yeah.
Check out the demo if you can.
There's a lot of content that you can just like play for free.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, that too. Because who knows? Maybe you'll play a demo and you'll be like, I actually don't like this. Thank goodness I didn't spend $80 on that game.
I tried this first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for listening to Frostbytes, a gaming podcast. This has been Spencer McPhee and Cassie Mann doing the thing live on Twitch, twitch.tv/just_Kiyashi. We do this once a month. And if you want to hang out in the chat, we do a pre-show and a post-show too, and just hang out. And, you know, we're going to be transferring some Pokemon later.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
We just hang out. It's awesome.
If you're listening to this after the fact, you're going to miss out on a hell of a post-show.
Yep.
Let me tell you. So make sure you watch the pod live so you can be a part of, you know, the community, right?
Yeah. The community is a big thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of community, if you're watching it live right now, I'm actually going to be having a community night on Saturday.
Whoa.
There's going to be a giveaway for a gift card, a $25 gift card of, you know, whatever people's choice, Steam, Nintendo,
eShop, PlayStation Store.
Exactly, whatever people want.
Sick.
We're going to be doing that Saturday at 4 p.m. Atlantic time. So if you're watching this live, come hang out. We're also going to be playing some Mario Kart, maybe some Jackbox games.
Nice.
It's going to be cool. I think it's going to be good, but I'm planning on doing this more often.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not watching live, then you can hopefully come and tune in and be part of another one at some point.
Yeah.
If, you know, we host this podcast not only on Twitch, we upload it to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the places you listen to podcasts or watch podcasts, whatever. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks again for listening.
Thanks so much.
All
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.